Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmades.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. Today's project features the Oh So Eclectic bundle. I love this stamp set and these thinlits. So when you purchase the bundle in my online Stampin' Up! Store, you get the stamp set as well as the thinlits together, and you actually save 10% when you bundle them together. So it's a really great value, but this is an excellent bundle to have in your collection. I absolutely love this set. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some stamping. So I've got two pieces of Whisper White cardstock here. This one is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and this one is just a scrap piece of Whisper White. So on this scrap piece, I've got Emerald Envy and Peekaboo Peach. So I'm going to start by stamping this little flower image here. This is actually the second layer to this image in the stamp set. Then I'm going to stamp the leaf that has the detail going on. I'm going to stamp that in my Emerald Envy. And then I also need a center to my flowers in Peekaboo Peach. Got my Lemon Lime Twist here, and I'm going to stamp this little background image that's included in that stamp set. And I'm just going to throw this down. I'm going to do one going this direction. This card really focuses in this lower right hand corner. That's where all the action is on this card. So I'm going to put those right there. Then I've got some scratch paper here, and I'm going to bring in my Lemon Lime Twist Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to do a little bit of flicking with my marker. I showed you this in a video the other day, so just open up your marker at the brush tip end, and you're just going to kind of tap the brush tip of your marker into the cap, and you'll create this little bit of a splatter effect. So I'm just going to do that very gently a few times till I think I've got all the splatter I want. That looks pretty good. So I'll just bring that in up close, and you can see how we've got a little lemon lime splatter happening there in the background. I love that technique. So now I've got my big shot here. We're going to do some die cutting. I've got my magnetic platform, and then I've got one cutting plate on top. So I've got my stamped images here, and I'm going to bring in the coordinating thinlits to die cut each of these little images out. So let me just line this one up. Okay, that one goes there, then the leaf goes right here. And then we've got this little one here that goes on top of this. Now this might not want to work. And it's not wanting to. So I just put some washi tape to hold that one down, that little die, since it didn't want to. I'm going to put my cutting plate, second cutting plate on top, and I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. Now I've got a scrap piece of Berry Burst cardstock and Emerald Envy cardstock, so I'm going to lay these two down. I'm going to put my leaf die on this piece of Emerald Envy. Then I'm going to die cut this detailed flower image. So if you just use this die by itself, all it's going to do is die cut this image into your paper, but it won't actually be something that pops out of the paper. You have to put this die around it to actually pop the flower out. So you want to lay this down and then put this on top so that it'll be a flower that actually pops out of the paper. Otherwise, it just cuts this image into your cardstock. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me show you what I mean, what I was saying with the die. So if you just put this die on your cardstock and run it through your Big Shot, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to die cut this detail into your cardstock. That's it. It's not going to be a flower that you can actually pop out. It'll just be detailed into your paper. If you want it to be a flower that you can remove and pop out, you have to put this die around it and run it through at the same time, and then it'll be an actual flower die. Well, I can't pick it up. Then it'll be an actual flower die that you can like pop out of the paper and put wherever you want on your project. So it's kind of cool that you can do either way with this. I'm just going to bring in my Big Shot die brush to kind of pop out the rest of these little pieces in my flower. There is a foam pad that goes with this brush, but it works just fine, just like that for that image. So I've got some gold foil paper here and my leaf punch. I'm just going to punch out one of these leaves. I'm just gonna add a little bit of fast fuse right down here, and I'm gonna stick my leaves in this fast fuse. So I'll start with the solid emerald envy leaf, and I think I'll put that one right there. And then this one, I'll just have that one go right there, and then a little more fuse on top, and I'll pop my gold leaf right in the mix, right about there. So I've got my Peekaboo Peach ink back here, and I'm gonna stamp the "You're Just Lovely" sentiment. I'm gonna put that right here. Perfect. Now I've got my glue dots here. I'm going to just add glue dots onto the back of these little detailed layers, and I want them to not line up perfectly. I don't want them to line up exactly. Let's see, move this around. Okay, and then another couple of glue dots on the back of that, and then we'll put it on the Peekaboo Peach. And again, I don't want it to line up perfectly. Okay, that looks good. Put the flower center on with a glue dot. Okay, then we'll just add a couple of dimensionals onto the back of our flower. Pop this up down here in the corner. Oh, that's perfect, just like that. For my card base, I've got a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock. This is cut at 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I have scored it at 4.25 inches. I love Whisper White card bases. Then I've got some dimensionals on the back of this layer, so I'll just peel these off and pop this up on the front. What's happening here? There we go. Okay. I got those all up. Yep. Okay, so then we can just pop this onto the front of the card. Just put that right here in the center. Give it a press. Perfect. I love this card. It's so pretty. And then to finish this card up, I'm just going to add one of the adhesive back Tutti Frutti sequins, the ones that look like lemon lime twist. I'm going to add one of these on just right there, just like that. And there is our finished card. I love this card. Clean, simple, elegant, colorful, beautiful card. All right, so I hope that you have enjoyed today's project and that you'll give this one a try. This is a really, really great card. You could make a ton of these in no time. I love this card. If you'd like to purchase any of the supplies that you saw me use today, you can click the links below the video in the description notes. I've got them all down there, and they'll take you straight to my online Stampin' Up! Store. You can also find all of the supplies as well as the measurements over on today's coordinating blog post that is also linked just below the video in the description notes. So thanks again for joining me today, you guys. I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Bye now.